What's up, everybody? This is Johnny Basement, and we are back here in the basement, and we are going to go diving further into the AFL. I am so excited to continuously learn about what I'm learning to be an incredible sport. I don't know a hell of a lot, but you Aussies definitely taught me that AFL is definitely not rugby. Learn my lesson. And being a diehard fan of the Yankees, the New York Jets, the New York Knicks, the New York Rangers, I get it. I'm a diehard of my four favorite teams over here in America. Diehard for those teams. So if anybody insulted the teams by calling them something that they're not, I get it, and I heard you. And now I'm more a student of this game. I am going to be a humongous student of this game. I may make a couple of errors during this video, but today we're doing Mason Cox. Don't believe in never. A lot of you Aussies have told me to watch this. Mason Cox, Don't Believe in Never. You guys actually told me to watch a few videos, but this seemed to be the most popular one. He's an American that ended up in the AFL. In footy, oh man, I'm taking a chance now. As I understand it, it's called, I can refer to AFL, or Australian Rules Football, as footy. Is that true? This time I'm not going to boldly act like it's true. Can I call it footy? We're going to move on. If you're new in the basement, subscribe, bell notice, like button, drop some comments down. Let me know how I'm doing, and I know you guys will that are AFL diehards. I know y'all will let me know. You already have. So let's get into this Mason Cox, Don't Believe in Never. What I saw was he was a basketball player for a women's and men's basketball team at Oklahoma State University, and he was born in Texas. And he was a high school state champion for soccer, too. Went over to the AFL. He started in the VFL. VFL. What is that? It said he started in the VFL for one season before going over to the AFL, which he now plays for Collingwood. I don't know the team name. I forgot it. I'm off the top of my head, but Collingwood, I remember, is the team he plays for. Let's check this out. I'm interested. This is part of my education on footy. Oh, I'm taking such a chance saying that. I hope I'm right. Let's get into it.
When Mason came to us, no American player had ever played a senior game of AFL footy. It's a one in whatever you want to call it, because no one had ever done it.
Mason Cox, redshirt senior from Island Village, Texas. He's only played 6 minutes all year.
I went to Oklahoma State University, so I started out playing basketball when I was a freshman. I'd never picked up a basketball in my life, really. We played at the rec center, and there was a GA at the women's team, and she asked, would you be interested in helping out? Pretty much called the Dream Team, and they played against the women's team and practiced other teams and played against them. I was kind of like, yeah, cool, like, what do I get out of it? And she goes, oh, we'll give you a free pair of shoes and maybe some kit. And I was like, sweet. The men's team saw me training with the women's team, and one of the coaches said, who's that massive dude who's playing with the women's team? Like,
by the way, I also found out, and I love how his Southern Texas accent, Texas is definitely Southern United States, has morphed into, it sounds like, an Australian accent. It sounds like it's changed over. Anyway, what I found out, see, well, I only mentioned that because I moved down south for a while, lived in Florida for a long time before moving back up north. I never lost my accent. I never got a Southern accent like you guys have heard Southern America. I've never gotten that accent, so I don't understand when people move, how all of a sudden their accents change. Do they do it on purpose, or does it naturally happen? Because I was down there for a long time and I never caught a Southern accent. I always had my Northeast accent, New York accent, whatever. Anyway, we're moving along. I also did find out that he is the tallest player the AFL had ever had at the time. I don't know if that's still true, but he's 6'9". Wow. Moving along.
why don't we have someone like that? I was in way over my head, barely could make a layup, and I was just a body bag. We got a call. They wanted me to go to LA to try out for this thing called AFL, Aussie Rules Football, and we both looked at each other and was, what the hell is that? And it comes up and it's like AFL's biggest hits.
Amen. AFL, that was me a couple days ago. What is that? Let's go. Ah! What? Woo! Wow.
I just kind of look at him and laughing and going, is this really a sport? Well, I'd already accepted a 6-figure paying job at ExxonMobil. So I went to the tryouts. Everyone that was there was interested in myself. It became pretty serious pretty quickly. That week, I threw the cap in the air, I got the degree on stage. Made my parents proud. A week later, I flew to Australia and my life changed.
That's a bold move, man. You got a 6-figure job set up for you already. You're graduating and you move across the world to Australia and you love it. That is hot. That's a bold move in life. I love it.
The whole concept of me coming to Australia was just to give me a showcase of what AFL was. Saw my first AFL game, sat next to a North Melbourne player. He explained to me, that's 6 points. That's a point. Hits the post, it's worth a point. They point the opposite direction whenever they really mean that way. And at the end of it, I remember he goes, okay, cool. So these are the teams that are interested in you. Here's the contracts. Let me know what you think.
The international rookie's a whopping 211 centimetres, the same height as Aaron Sandilands. Looks quite exciting.
That's awesome. I love it. I love it.
I remember getting on the plane, and I thought, what have I just done? I've just given up 5 years of hard work, and
he will never play an AFL game. Was that the vibe on this guy, that he just didn't have it to play? Why does that say that there? Why did that say he will never play an AFL game? Maybe he'll explain it. If he doesn't, can one of y'all explain that to me? Was he just laughed at or something? I don't know. Let's find out.
I thought, what have I just done? I've just given up 5 years of hard work and thousands of dollars of education to go play a sport I've never heard of in a place I've never been, with no friends or no family in Melbourne.
Bold move. Not many of us would do
I
that.
stuck a footy in my hand. I thought it was pretty much rugby ball. I had no idea. The kangaroo skin and Sharon is the name of it. And I don't know. It was all so foreign to me when I first started.
His kicking was quite average.
It was a crash course, essentially, of just what AFL was. Craig McRae and Anthony Rocker spent 2.5 months with me, and come around training the first day, it was sink or swim, really. We do this one drill, and you get a handball off to the coach, and of course, Bucks is the one who you're handballing to. Go to handball to him.
And I just remember looking at it, I looked back and going, okay, we've got a bit of work to do here.
I locked eyes for a second, and I could just see in my mind, what have we recruited?
Players generally had a lot going on, but Mason's still trying to work out this new game, whether he fits.
But there it is, VFL.
Am I embarrassing myself?
But at the end of the year, I got to the point where I was thinking, I might actually feel comfortable in an AFL game. Bucks was the first one to tell me. They came out and said, look, you're going to debut. And that week was amazing.
That's a cool angle of the stadium. So that's the thing. When I did the video on the AFL versus rugby, that's the oval shape. That's cool. I never saw an overview like that. That's awesome. That stadium is packed. Y'all take this sport seriously, and I love it.
Massive week. It's Anzac Day, obviously. It's one of the biggest games of the year.
The crowd's 90,000 plus. The stadium is massive. It just
90,000 plus. Love it.
leans over the top here, so that's challenging enough.
I walked out there and I was ready to puke. I was that nervous. I was freaking out, I didn't know what to do. And I was thinking, don't screw up. Just whatever you do, don't screw up. Don't screw up.
More low trajectory kick. Well, this could be a fairy tale.
Oh, mate, he's shitting himself. And I can't imagine what it's like to try and drop the ball that extra foot and a half to get it onto your foot.
My hands would have been like this, holding that ball.
Mason Cox. He rides it home. What a beauty.
Is that like a field goal in football? What he just did there? So everybody was standing around. Is that like a field goal in the NFL? Is that the same kind of thing? Or what was going on right there? Why did he kick that through? What happened before that makes him kick that through the posts there? Thank you. Now, oh, there it is. Yeah. That kick was worth 6 points? That one kick? Or I'm completely missing something? Let me know. Thanks.
Not that we needed to keep him grounded, but it was our job to keep him grounded.
Stands in the MCG to steady this wobbling.
It's bloody hard. It's a big step from the VFL footy that he was playing to playing AFL footy.
At the end of 17, was playing VFL. I'd gotten dropped a few times. We were playing small.
He had to set himself a new goal of being one of the best forwards in the competition.
Saturday night football.
He also said he was a ruckman and a forward. What is a ruckman? Oh, I love it.
Probably said that pretty
Good
quickly.
hit.
I don't think I had a single mark the whole game and had maybe 6 touches or something and get suspended for the next week. Probably a low moment in my life, I'd say, of thinking, did I choose the right decision?
So Mason Cox was getting hated on a lot. That's a pretty strong statement there. He's taking the place of a young kid who's probably busting his ass to get into the AFL, and this dude just comes over from America and gets spots. So he started out really badly then to have headlines like this. Wow.
Cox has been left alone. He plays on. He's gone. He's gone. Whatever Mason Cox can do as a permanent forward, I suspect Ben Rood can do better.
I said, you know what? This is a last-ditch effort to show them what you're worth, to show them you can do this as a job. This is your career that you want to do for the rest of your life.
What a beast this Tiger has become on and off the field. 22 consecutive wins at the MCG. It's hard to get your head around it, to be honest.
We'd played Richmond twice and been overrun twice through the year.
This could be the biggest game that Mason Cox never gets a kick in.
Prelim final MCG. Matt Stevick holds the ball aloft. Richmond take on Collingwood.
It happened pretty early.
Soccer off the ground, straight into the waiting arms of Trelaw. Cox is the biggest man there.
It was in. It was clunk, clunk, clunk.
Cox again. Oh, it's getting better. Oh, it's getting better and better.
His hands are on, mate. They just stuck.
Sets it up. Cox again. I cannot believe it. You've got to go back to Billy Graham at the MCG for an American to dominate like this. Can he guide it through? Yes, he can. 3 of the very best. A 211-centimetre Texan has just torn the MCG apart in this quarter duck in a preliminary final.
Could you?
What is a contested mark? What's a contested mark? I also understand that he's the second American to ever play in the AFL. I tried to find who the first one was. I'm not going to sit here and say I took a lot of time looking for it, but if you guys know, let me know. But what is a contested mark?
You had pictured that 4 years, 5 years earlier with the guy that handballed over the top of my head. Definitely not.
And Collingwood will go into the 2018 Grand Final. A famous victory on the back of this man here.
I don't know how the scoring works in the AFL yet, but 97 to 58, no matter how it's done, is a straight up ass whipping, I would imagine.
I don't believe in ceilings. I don't believe in people setting limitations on others. I think if you're motivated enough and you care enough or that determined to get to wherever you want to go, it's possible.
Amazing. That's just an amazing, you're not going to do it, you're not going to make it, regardless of the sport, regardless of whatever it may be in life. How many people go through like, you suck, you're not going to make it. Headlines say you're not, you don't know anything about our sport, you can't play this sport, you're an American, Yankee basketball. That's what that headline said. I'm trying to remember a few of them. They're basically all telling him that he sucks and that this experiment is over. And he fought it, and he did it, and he proved everybody wrong. That's a true fighter story. He left. Think about that bold move. Like he said in the video, he took 5 years of his life that he trained for something completely different. 6-figure job waiting for him. And he threw all that away and went to Australia for a sport that he never heard of, never saw before besides a YouTube video, and went over and tried out for the thing, threw away all that money he invested into his future in something completely different, and moved there with no family, no friends, no knowledge of the country or the surroundings that he's in for a sport that he's never even known even the basic rules of. I understand that part, but not the travel part. That is a bold, bold move in life where he probably had a lot of naysayers at home from his own family and friends that were probably telling him he's crazy. And then you go over there and get booed. It looked like he was just getting booed in the papers and in the media in the beginning. So on top of that, you make a bold decision, and then you get hated on in your new country's sport by the media and the fans saying this guy's no good. He's taking place of somebody else. Man, big shout out to Mason Cox. Big shout out to you Aussies and who are helping me in this sport, who are educating me in this beautiful sport. I'm going to dare say it again, of footy. I think I have that right. I think I have calling this footy is correct. I think that's correct. I know y'all let me know if it's not. Guys, I am diving further and further into this AFL. I'm learning so much about it. I have so much more to learn. Thank you all for having me watch this Mason Cox. Don't believe in never. Look for the comment. Look for the link in the comments, all right? Please, again, subscribe, bell notice, hit that like button, drop some comments, let me know. And I love y'all. I really do. I love y'all. Thank you. Thank you for educating me on this incredible sport. I can't wait to watch a real game, to watch an actual real AFL game. That's going to be exciting. Again, I'm Johnny Basement. I'll see you on the next video. And these AFL videos are going to be coming on strong on this channel. So please check it out and look for the next one. I'm Johnny Basement. I am out.